All right, welcome to episode 6 of my podcast entitled Surface to Substance, or Conversations on the Surface and on the Substance. And today we have a very special guest. We got one of my closest friends in this whole wide world. Anya, welcome to welcome on. How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Hey, doom,
How are you,
doom, doom,
how are you
doom,
feeling?
sabor. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. So, as we start the show, as you know, the question I ask before we go deeper is: at your wedding, if you were to have 5 artists perform, who would perform in what song? And the song doesn't have to coincide with the wedding. So,
Okay, so let me pull up my Apple Music for these one. Okay, so well, number one, my favorite artist is Drake. So I would honestly do from his Take Care album. My favorite song from there would be Over My Dead Body
mm,
or Cameras slash Good Ones Go interlude.
mm,
Or Hey Sleeping Alone bonus track.
mm,
So that's one artist. Another artist I'd probably do um I mean I'm Ebo, so probably Favor,
mm,
just to be basic.
mm,
And then I do Rema, his whole Raven Roses album that came
mm,
out in
mm,
2023,
mm,
2021, I
mm,
think. And then I like the Maria, so I do Heavy by the Marias
mm,
and Taylor Swift.
mm,
I would do her whole folklore album. And Lana Del Rey. I have Lana Del Rey tattoo, by the way.
mm.
But yeah, Lana Del Rey. My tattoo says "Young and Beautiful." That's my favorite song from her. Young and Beautiful. Is that five?
I think that's 5. It doesn't. It's if not 5, it doesn't matter. Either or.
It's fine.
Um,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
today's episode is about heartbreak. Because I know on your TikTok account you've experienced a lot of things in your life at the ripe age of 22. So how old were you when you had your first heartbreak, and what is one of that one? What is something that you maybe learned from it as we dive deeper into the show?
Okay, so I had my first heartbreak whenever I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
I had a boyfriend in high school. And I mean, okay, so I'm gonna talk about that. Then I'm gonna talk about my real. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna talk about like the real one.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that's the first time I probably felt something like that. I don't know if I loved him. I would say I was really attached to him. I was really young. And yeah, I told myself, I remember I think I was about like 15, 16, and I was like, I'm not getting over this until I'm a junior in college. Like I thought the world was over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, baby. But and like we crossed into COVID and I had a lot of self isolation that I did for it. But yeah, it was like it was a lot, I think, for a 14-year-old to handle.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean I got over it. But I would say like my first real heartbreak was whenever I was 21.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a relationship for it was almost a year, but we were together like in a relationship and not a relationship for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that fried me.
Mm-hmm.
It yeah. Yeah, it definitely changed the way I think about a lot of things, not just like romantically. I think about the way like I approach people and I like the way people approach me too. The way I love people, the way people love me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really put things into perspective for me for sure. But it taught me a lot about myself. I think the thing about heartbreak too is like the only way you can get to something good is if you do some self-evaluation,
Mm-hmm.
which it took me a long time to do. It took me way too long to do because I think I was definitely avoiding that
Mm-hmm.
part. But I think after going through what I went through last year and having to really sit with myself, it definitely was like, okay, there's some things about myself that, you know, contributed to the breakup and to the decline of the relationship that, I'm trying to change. So,
So, when you referenced that you were avoiding maybe processing the breakup, was that your ego talking, possibly?
um,
Because that
yeah, it was
conflates me
definitely that.
asking like,
Yeah.
how much of heartbreak is actually ego?
I would say I want to say it's 50-50.
Mm,
So I would say for me, like I would say getting over the heartbreak or the heartbreak itself, like the other 50% besides the ego was just like obviously with what happened with my situation was a little different.
mm,
And like I always say anytime I do talk about it, it really caught me off guard. Like it
mm,
was one of those things where I was just like obviously like you don't think your partner will like do certain things, but it's
mm,
like whenever they do it, it's like, oh,
mm,
like it
mm,
genuinely like caught me off guard because I did not expect it at all.
mm,
So I would say why it took me so long to really like face it was because I just didn't want to believe that what had happened happened.
mm,
I think I was in denial for so long is because
mm,
it's like, you think you know somebody, but you really don't, you know? But yeah, I would say my ego definitely was a big part of it because again of what had happened.
mm,
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it happened to me. I think I just didn't want to accept it.
mm.
And I think that's why it took me so long because actually, let me not get into it. But yeah, it just took me way too long to get over that. I'm not gonna
So,
lie.
what unhealthy habits did you
Because
pick
again,
up?
like,
Ooh.
sorry, what'd you say?
What
What'd you
unhealthy
say?
habits did you pick up during your breakup?
Um, yikes. I would say, I hate admitting this, but I definitely was with the mindset of like, oh, everyone is gonna pay.
Mm-hmm.
Every man that comes across to me is gonna pay because
Mm-hmm.
nah, like, nah, Dolly. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't care. Like okay, wait. There was one boy.
Mm-hmm.
There was one.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say any other guy that I involved myself with, probably like for like that year after, I don't want to say I didn't care, but I
Mm-hmm.
definitely was just not into it completely mentally. Like I think I was really closed off. I think I faked a lot of emotional
Mm-hmm.
intimacy a lot. Honestly, I think I would be involved with them and I would convince myself
Mm-hmm.
I'm real and I'm bearing myself out to you, but in reality, I really just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like I I think I just kind of tricked myself. I think I was like actively manipulating myself that I really cared about who I was involved with when I really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's definitely an unhealthy habit I picked up. Also, I was really paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I would talk to a guy, just because of what had happened in my last relationship,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, you know what? Everyone has it out for me. Like, you're cheating on me. You're cheating on me. You know, I low key, I think I self sabotaged a lot. Um, which honestly contributed to my own like demise
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of things. But yeah, I think a lot of self sabotaging, and I was just so empty that I didn't care who I was gonna hurt in the
Mm-hmm.
process for sure.
So, were you
Yeah.
mostly missing the person or the actual routine of your past relationship?
Um, I would say I would say both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think, my relationship was long term and it
Mm-hmm.
was a very deep relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone has ever seen me in that way
Mm-hmm.
before, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So, when you're so vulnerable with someone like that,
Mm-hmm.
bruh, like, yeah, you're gonna miss the person. I definitely did. But the routine, I would say, yeah, the routine. We were with each other so often,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think, I just become used to a lot of things for sure. So I think it's definitely both for sure.
So, how did you not weaponize your vulnerability, or did you maybe weaponize your vulnerability while moving on and healing at the same time from your ex?
Um, Honestly, yeah, I did
Mm-hmm.
for both.
How so?
Say like again, kind of going back to what I was talking about
Mm-hmm.
how like I didn't care who I was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I definitely weaponized it against myself. Like I was definitely using my heartbreak and my whatever um to justify what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think whether it was the way I was talking, if the way I would talk to a guy, the way I would let a guy talk to me, the way I was
Mm-hmm.
treating another person. I think, yeah, it's just, I just, again, like it all goes back to my ego and not wanting to face what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of it's like a layered cake,
Mm-hmm.
basically. But yeah, I definitely used it for sure. I think I would talk to guys, I would open up about what would happen to me, or like what I had gone through, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not like, I mean, of course, I was just saying it just to be honest, just because of like the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the same time, it was just kind of like a thing of like, okay, I'm letting you know what I've been through. So if I start acting some type of way,
Mm-hmm.
don't be tripping. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I talk to guys and I tell them like, yo, like I'm not okay up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, I think I definitely did. When it's definitely one of my, not one of my finest moments. I definitely regret it for sure. But you know,
So
what do you
when
know
it
at 20 years
came,
old?
so when it came to like opening up to people, or more so say guys, and you're telling them like this is what happened in my past, was it harder for you to trust them or unlearn your old pain?
Um, I would say both. I think both of those definitely go hand in hand for sure. Um, I would say definitely unlearn
Mm-hmm.
my pain. Um, it was hard for me to unlearn it because I just didn't want to understand it,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't trying to understand it at all. Um, yeah, I think also trusting too, just again because of what had happened. Um, I don't know, like I was so stuck in this loop of constantly replaying what had happened in the relationship over and over and over and over and over again. And I think in doing so, like I didn't realize like I was stuck in time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
months had passed, a year had passed, but I was still so stuck because I didn't want to go through, I didn't want to comb through what had happened. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Kind of like that day I was outside and I was telling you how I feel like people don't know how to move on because they're so stuck on the fact that like, oh, you only get one great love in this life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's definitely the mindset that I had had.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, okay, that's my great love. I'm never gonna love anyone again. And that is why it was so hard for me to unlearn my pain because I
Mm-hmm.
was like, nah, like I gotta sit with it because that's all I have left. And if I let go of it, I'm never gonna love again. Which isn't true, of course. But yeah, that's definitely how I felt.
One of the things that was really interesting to me that you had said in a conversation that we had maybe weeks ago or maybe months ago was you can't really, how do I say it? You can only love someone the same once, where it's like you leave a relationship and it's like, and people also say, I can only love
Yeah.
that person or I can never love someone the way I love them. So what does that mean
Hmm.
to you and how can you, or could you like maybe expand on your opinion of that?
Yeah. So, um, yeah. So basically, like, kind of like what I was saying, about how I feel like people tend to be stuck on one person
Mm-hmm.
for so long. Because if you do think about it, like, why are we stuck on our exes for so long or stuck on past relationships for so long? Like, is it the potential? Most of the time it is the potential, which also does go into the whole thing of like, okay, I only have one great love.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was saying that I feel like when I said like you only love someone a specific time once, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like if it's magnetic and you guys are fit like this, like kind of like my past relationship, like we were like
Mm-hmm.
this, you know what I'm trying to say? And my mindset was like, okay, I'm never gonna be like this with someone
Mm-hmm.
again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that is what hindered me so much from moving on because I was just like, I was just like so one and done. Like I was like, okay, that's it. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? But again, like everyone is their own person. Like everyone is
Mm-hmm.
their own selves. Like I'm not gonna love the person that I'm with next the same way I loved my
Mm-hmm.
previous boyfriend because they're not the same person, and I'm not the same person either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not the same person you were when you were in love with someone. You're never the same person you are when you are in love with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Before and after, that's a whole nother version of
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And sometimes it's like you get so consumed and you get so used to that version of yourself that whenever you leave that situation, it's like, oh, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I was telling you when we were having that conversation, I feel like again, like long-term relationships, a lot of times like you put up with a lot of bullshit. You put up with a
Uh-huh.
lot of bullshit. You put up with a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
And I think I had saw a TikTok, and this woman was talking about how like dang it, I need to find it because I was gonna quote it in this interview, but she basically was talking about how like love shouldn't be measured by how long you stay. Do you remember? I think I
Mhm,
tagged you.
mhm, 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 mhm.
And that also plays into like how I say like people only feel like they can love like that once because they only also want to go through something like that once too. And I think I kind of equated struggle and love
Mhm,
with not being able to move on and
mhm,
not being able to love someone else like that again. But it's like,
mhm,
you know, it's just not the same. Like, it's just never going to be the same. And like, that's okay. Love is supposed to be new every single
mhm.
time fall. But yeah.
So, what have you learned about yourself through these process of going from your ex to maybe experimenting now dating? What have you learned about yourself?
Um, I think something that I'm learning about myself is that like again, like I'm a completely different person.
Mhm,
Um, I think something that I kind of had to like be honest with myself about was like I'm not that same person that I was whenever I was 19, you know?
mhm,
Like I think before my relationship, I definitely was wearing my heart on my sleeve, super open, super like, you know,
mhm,
if I fall in love and it doesn't work out, okay, I'll do it again. But I think after my relationship, like I was like, nah. But
mhm,
I wanted to get back to that person so bad that again, like I told you, I was manipulating myself into thinking I was emotionally available when I
mhm,
wasn't, you know? So I think not lately, but lately as like the last like 6 months, I've
mhm,
definitely had to realize, when you like you're not super open, super, and
mhm,
that's okay. It's just because that's how I've been probably for like the first, I don't want to say like the first, I don't know, like the first like 20, 21 years of my life. And all of a sudden it's like a switch just
mhm,
went off in my head. So I think I'm just definitely learning to balance that part of like, okay, yeah, I'm still like a lover girl, whatever.
mhm,
At the same time, like, meh, like I'm just like I be chilling. Like I think I'm just not used to be
mhm,
chilling. Like
mhm,
I think I'm not used to just being chill and not being like overly like emotional and stuff. So
mhm,
like it's kind of like a balance. But I think that's definitely something about myself that I'm learning and I'm excited to learn. Um, I think I definitely do love differently. My
mhm,
love language definitely has changed. I'm not as like I was a big words of affirmation type of woman, which I
mhm,
still am. Like I do appreciate it, but I think actions is definitely important too,
mhm,
as well. And I think something about myself too, because I don't just want to say what I want, but I think what about myself too that I've learned is like I I would speak before I think. And I think
mhm,
that caused a lot of issues in my past relationship. Like my mouth is just like this.
mhm,
Sorry. And that's something about myself that I definitely had to change. I had to just start listening. I would never really listen to here. I would listen to I was it
respond.
what is the yeah, I would just
Mhm,
listen to like respond.
mhm,
And that's something about myself that I'm definitely trying to change. Um, what else? I think also another thing too. Okay, for me, like this kind of like flip-flops, it just kind of depends on my mood.
mhm,
But I honestly believe that after disagreements and things like that, like you do kind of have to take time to like think. I think
mhm,
before in my past, like I'd be like, nah, we gotta talk about it right now.
mhm,
Like, I don't care. But nowadays it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you a minute, I'm gonna give myself a minute. Even if I'm anxious, I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna go, to calm myself down. But I think that's another thing too that's definitely about myself that I like. Cause I also applied to like when I get into disagreements with like my sister or like my mom or something like
mhm.
that. But yeah, for sure.
So I wanted to transition kind of into the subject of honesty briefly. Um, One of the greatest things you've ever said, but you didn't expand on it. So I'm
Um,
curious if you have any thoughts now. You said honesty in some way, shape, or form, of course, is a way of manipulation. So can you please possibly expand on that opinion?
yes, I can. I think I wish I had found that TikTok before this video. But yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, people sometimes can use honesty as a way to be cruel or as a way to be disrespectful. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to say? Like, of course, depending on how they use it, because a lot of times people do use honesty for their own benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And when I said that specifically as a form of manipulation, um, I mean it in a way where it's like after you've consistently begged that person to be honest with you. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they're just using it for their own personal gain. Like I've honestly used honesty as manipulation too. I can be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Like, I think it also depends on the tone as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, honestly, we can get deeper into that for sure.
So it's like, can someone tell the truth but still be emotionally dishonest?
Yes. I'm trying not to use a specific example, but yeah, like yeah, they definitely can. I think you want to know you want to think. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's the way they take your reaction to that honesty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if let's say something happened between me and you,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm asking you to tell me, you come and you tell me,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously like my reaction is valid because it's like you lied to me, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah, and then you immediately are like, okay, but I told you the truth though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're like, or you're overreacting, or things like that. So that's what I mean by it can be used as a form of manipulation because how they take your reaction and then they flip it and make you feel like you're crazy for
Mm-hmm.
reacting to what they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But yeah.
So would it be a way to avoid accountability?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think again, some like people just sometimes people just tell the truth just like they do it for themselves. Like you're telling
Mm-hmm.
the truth for yourself. You're not telling it for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And again, like I said, based off my reaction, yeah, avoiding accountability would be you telling me I'm overreacting, I'm doing too much,
Mm-hmm.
or you saying, okay, but I told you the truth though.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like I said, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to avoid the consequences to your actions,
Mm-hmm.
which what you're trying to do in the first place. But yeah,
So you would say brutal honesty is selfish.
it can be either or. I feel like it depends on
Pick
the
one
situation.
for the sake of the show. Pick one.
Oh, I'm crying. It can be selfish, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In what
It definitely
sense?
can be selfish. Like, okay, I'm gonna use me as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna use me. There was a situation that I was in. Uh, I'm not gonna say when, but it was a
Mm-hmm.
situation that I was in, honestly, and someone had came and confronted me about something. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And I was brutally honest with this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was not doing it for them. I was doing it for myself because I wanted to get out of that situation. Because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just tell you the truth, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, this said person was obviously expressing their frustration, their anger with me, and I was just like, okay, but I told you the truth. So it definitely can be
Mm-hmm.
selfish. Like in that moment, for sure, it can be selfish. But yeah,
What does like emotional honesty look like then? You know?
um, again, like I think it's just the way you talk to a person. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? You know, the way you relay the truth is
Mm-hmm.
also really important. I feel like people, again, tone is so important. The way you relay the truth to someone, I think, deciphers between emotional honesty and you're just a dick. You know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
think, of course, like it just depends. Like it depends on the person. Like I think maybe a form of emotional honesty to me
Mm-hmm.
would just having like a sit down conversation
Mm-hmm.
and we're just face to face and we're just talking.
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking. We're trying to get to the bottom of it, and yeah, of course, like that also can be dishonest too. Like you never
Mm-hmm.
know this time, bro. But yeah, I think again it's just tone for sure, and their actions following the apology.
Mm-hmm.
It's also to show you if it was emotional honesty.
Mm-hmm. So can you like go deeper into their action showing or actions line up to their words, please?
Um, okay, I'm gonna use it like in a relationship point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Basic, like of course, like just like a basic notion, like let's say, I have a boyfriend and I'm expressing how he doesn't do things for me, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like take me out or whatever. Just like basic stuff like that, you feel
Mm-hmm.
me? We talk, we have an honest conversation about it. Maybe there's just some things that he has to get off his chest why he can't do A, B, C, D, F, G, you feel
Mm-hmm.
me? And then, of course, after that, actions come into play. Maybe, hey, like, do you want to go to brunch? Like, do you
Mm-hmm.
want to go to the museum, the Houston
Mm-hmm.
National Museum of Science? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, things like that. Like, again, it's all about effort, you
Mm-hmm.
know? It also applies to your friends too. Like, it doesn't just have to be romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you express yourself to your friend about something that they do or that you want more in your friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I think maybe back in I want to I don't know if I'm wrong, but I think maybe back in 2022, I was kind of disconnected from one of my best friends.
Mm-hmm.
We sat and we talked, and she told me what she needed from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that the only way for her to believe me and for her to like move comfortably is if I did those said things, being more open, being more like listening to her more, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just like listening to myself, because I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. But yeah, just actions for sure.
Mm-hmm. So back to the whole honesty thing before we kind of get back onto the substance end of the show. Can honesty
Yeah.
destroy a relationship as much as lying can?
Um, Honestly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But that depends on the emotional maturity you're both on, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna take me at 20 and I'm gonna take me at 22.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I was in a relationship with my ex and he would be honest with me about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
I would not take it well at all.
Mm-hmm.
I would think he was attacking me, even though he wasn't. He was just I can admit that. Okay. Like I would think he was attacking me. I would think that like, okay, like, but I'm like, he would say something, I go, okay, but like, I'm doing this though, but I'm doing that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I say, like, I definitely played a part in like the decline of said relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I was not emotionally mature at all. I was not taking it well. I didn't want to hear correction because honestly, I think sometimes honesty in relationships can be used as a form of correction too,
Mm-hmm.
like to correct a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if you're so stuck on your mind and oh, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what they say. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now me at 22, if I have a boyfriend and he comes and he expresses something to me about the truth, like, hey, maybe I'm not doing something right. And,
Mm-hmm.
he comes and he tells me, I'm not going to take that as an offense. I'll listen to you. I'll take some time, evaluate myself and see what can I do better. So I think it can destroy the relationship based off the emotional maturity of both parties.
Mm-hmm. We hit flow state over there, guys. We hit flow
Oh no,
state.
Loki.
Like low key, we low key hit flow state. So that was obviously the substance. Now we're going back onto the land. Um, your top five dream vacation spots. Where would you just in your lifetime as you live and you grow with this passport of yours? What are the top 3 to 5 places you would like to visit, and maybe why?
Um, I want to see all the seven wonders of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that Machu Picchu? I don't know. Like the Rio thing. Yeah, I want to go see all that
Mm-hmm.
a lot. And one of my okay, that's one. Well, that's like five. That's like seven. Wait, seven wonders of the world. That's seven.
Yes, this one.
But okay, yes. But I really, really, really want to see the Northern Lights in Iceland.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why, because like I love tropical vacations.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd just be cool. I want to go like during my birthday. I was born in December, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to me. But yeah, I would like to go see the Northern Lights. Um, I want to go to Saint Martin. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
everyone went there
Mm-hmm.
this year. I want to go because I know you can travel to another island too. Um, this isn't a vacation spot, but I want to go on a
Mm-hmm.
cruise whenever the hantavirus is over.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a dream vacation, but I want to go to Canada. I want to go to
Mm-hmm.
Canada really
Mm-hmm.
bad. see the that's in Canada, the CN Tower, right?
Mm-hmm.
From Drake's album. I don't
Hmm.
know. Sorry.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Yeah, dude. And I want to go to Australia too.
Hmm.
I like safari and wildlife and
Hmm.
stuff, so I kind of want to go. I don't want to see no scorpion, but I want to see the kangaroos. Yeah, I like to do that. I don't know. There's just so much. Oh, and I also really want to go to Paris.
Hmm.
Maybe not Paris specifically, because people say that place is kind of giddy.
Hmm.
But I want to go to France. Like I want to go
Hmm.
to France. I want to go to Europe,
Hmm.
honestly. Um, so like a summer in Europe is like one of my dreams. Probably after nursing school, bro.
Hmm.
I would do that. Yeah.
So, besides like Nigeria, which is where we're from, what country in Africa would you like to go to?
Um, I want to go to Ghana for Dirty December when
You're so
IDK,
bored. You're so
bro.
bored. You're so bored.
Like, what? I'm trying to go to Ghana. But I don't know, like, where else is there? I mean, I want to go to South Africa, Johannesburg, right?
Johannesburg. You want to go
Tyler, I love you. But yeah, I like to go
make
there.
me sweat, make me water.
Make me love you. I'm not gonna lie, look, you gotta get back to you on that because
All right, last
Nigeria is
question.
the best.
Yeah,
It's the best going good.
it is. All right, last question. Top one song on the Hamilton soundtrack.
um, wait, can I ask you that, or are you the
You know
interviewer?
I don't be answering my questions on this show, but
Oh, girl.
for the sake of the show, because we're not talking about anything worth value, um, top in the room where it happens is one of those songs where like I just feel like I'm there. So
But you
that
like,
one's
yeah,
really
you do
good.
like that song.
Yeah, and Shiloh Sisters moves me like overtly. So those would be my interchangeable songs.
I think you hear it.
You trying to give me a copyright strike?
Um,
Hey, say the
okay,
name of the
wait
song.
for it.
Wait, okay, that's really good.
Wait for it.
Mhm,
Theodosia writes me a letter every day, 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 day. I'm keeping her in mind when her husband is away, way, way, way.
all right,
Okay, yeah, I love Hamilton, guys. Okay, wait for it, and history has his eyes on you.
that's George Washington's voice. He has the best voice in the whole world.
Yes,
It's
bro,
absolutely
yes.
amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when
I
I
was
was young
young
and
and
dreamed of
dreaming. That's so
glory.
real. Just young and dreaming of glory. That's real. That's
Yeah,
real.
bro. Yeah,
But
I like Hamilton. I also like more musicals, but we can talk about that
mhm.
another time.
but
Wicked.
wicked.
Sorry.
Before we end the show, what's his name again? Timothée Chalamet. He's back there. Um,
Oh,
Michael B.
is that
Jordan is
Dune?
walk. Yeah, Michael B.
Oh,
Jordan is walking around with Timothy's Oscar. But as the
what?
show concludes, we talked
No,
about
hey, wait,
heartbreak.
hold
We
on,
talked
no.
about Hamilton. We talked about traveling. That is episode 6 of Service to Substance. Episode
Sinners
7
clear,
with Uche
sinners
coming
clear.
soon. I love y'all. Thank you. Shout out Ani. I love you more than you ever know.
Hey, sinners.
Bad
Love
movie,
you.
but peace.
Yay. Wait, are you serious?